called the Met Theater, a gem of a theater. It's 1 block east of Western Avenue. And I walked into this Met Theater. Hey, it's a little theater. Hey, there's parking, valet parking there. You don't have to worry about the neighborhood. And guess what? I walked upstairs, and there it is, the theater. Oh, my God. Gorgeous theater, like a theater of the round, really. Just adorable. And, boy, the kids start coming out. This is Cabaret now I'm talking about. What a show. It's there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sunday at 3 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, just open. It's going to be there till the 19th or the 9th of August. And it's absolutely great entertainment. And Enrico Enrikis is not. It's
Enrikis.
Enrikis, tell me. You are from Mexico, you were raised in Mexico, but you went to London to study acting.
Yes, I went to London to study film first.
Film, okay.
And then I did a postgrad at the Royal Academy of Music for musical theater.
What made you decide to get into the music theater, though, instead of just playing RADA, going to the actors, you know, as an actor?
Because I think from very young, I knew what I didn't want to do in life, like be a doctor, a lawyer, have an office job, and passion, singing in the shower, very passionate. And I couldn't go into the arts until I got a degree, so I got a degree in film, which is close to the arts. But musical theater has always been a passion of mine.
Growing up in Mexico, at what age did you leave?
Well, I was born in Mexico, and from one, we left to Connecticut for 10 years.
Oh, come
and
on.
then back to Mexico, though, back to Mexico.
Okay.
So I was there for a while.
But you went to London to study musical comedy.
Yes.
Into music.
Yes.
And that is difficult there because they have great acting techniques of dramatic acts, you know, Shakespeare. But you did take Shakespearean.
Of course I did. I did a West End show of Shakespeare.
Musical or straight?
No, straight. The complete works of William Shakespeare.
Really?
Yeah.
So you combined yourself to, so you really prepare yourself as an actor.
Yes, an actor prepares.
And you're so good, I'm telling. And you stayed there how long?
For 7 years in London. 7 years in London.
Tell me about Cabaret, first of all. I love the show. I thought the show is, I'm looking at your nail polish. Look at those nails.
Yeah.
You are the straightest guy I have ever seen.
Playing the MC.
Uh-huh.
Yes. It's a wonderful cast. When Bonnie McMahon and I said we're going to produce Cabaret, we said we were going to tell the story.
But you know, Edward, I'm seeing a guest up there. What is that all about up there? Thank you. Oh, we just saw names. I just went, there you are. Hello.
Hi.
So anyway, I just cannot believe a man wearing nail polish, and you're straight, too.
And I'm Mexican.
The show is dynamite.
Thank you.
And Sally Bowles, how are you?
Good, how are you?
The wonderful lady is called
Kalinda.
Kalinda Gray.
Yes.
And where are you from originally?
I was born and raised in Anaheim, California.
You're a California girl.
Yeah, all the way through 24 years.
24 years, okay. You studied acting, what age did you study?
I went to El Medina High School in Orange, and then I went to Fullerton College, where Eden Espinoza of Wicked also went. And I studied theater arts there, and I was told by a professor I looked up to there to just get out there and do as much theater as I could.
Musicals, dramatics, or
both?
Both? You did it.
Yeah.
So you're both prepared. You're both prepared for either, right?
Yes.
Because Cabaret is a very difficult play. It's a musical, but it's a play too.
Yeah.
You know, it's really. Sally Bowles' part is really, really dynamite, and you're handling it so well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's an iconic role that everyone's going to have a different interpretation on. So you're not going to be able to please everybody, but I believe as long as you play the character as it was written as true as possible.
Well, you hit me on Sally Bowles, because Sally Bowles is not supposed to be terrific singer or dancer or whatever it is, and you did it the right. Was that the director's idea, or was it?
It was probably both, and I'm glad that the director and the team sided with that, because I went into auditions purposely playing down my voice.
I understand a lot of people auditioned for that, and you got the role, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, like 160, 170 girls came in and auditioned for Sally, and Kalinda, her first audition, she was just right on what we were looking for, because we didn't want our Sally to be a brilliant dancer.
Not at all,
No.
or a great singer, or any of that.
We wanted our Sally to be able to go on a journey with a story, with Cliff and the situation.
That's what Sally Bowles is supposed to
Yes.
be.
Exactly.
And that's why I fell in love with the show.
Yes.
I'm telling you, that's why.
You take away the music, and it's still a brilliant play, and you need a strong cast of actors that can portray that.
You know what I loved? When you come into the audience, when you get your seats, tell me about the people that are in the show. They mix.
Yeah, I mean, the Met Theater is transformed into the Kit Kat Club, so when the patrons come in, they come into a club.
And a Kit Kat Club.
And you have the Kit Kat boys and girls serving them drinks, entertaining, involving them in the pre-show, so they feel like they're part of the show, and it's not isolated.
Right.
You know, so when we first produced this, I said we have to be able to put cocktail tables out, because if not, there's no audience participation.
Whose idea? Was that yours?
Bonnie McMahon's and mine.
Bonnie is the director.
No, Bonnie is the other producer from MTLA, and is also a Kit Kat girl.
And who's the director of this particular?
Judy Norton, the brilliant Judy Norton.
She's really good.
Yes.
Great direction.
Great direction.
And the lighting is good.
Derek McDaniel.
Costumes are great.
Ann McMahon.
I love the staging of this.
Yes.
It's really dynamite.
Tanya Posick is doing choreography. It's just a well-rounded team.
I came Friday, opening night. Sensational. How's it been all week now? Tell me.
Oh, gosh, been amazing. We had
Has it?
3 standing ovations. Every single show we had a standing ovation
See?
after this past
Standing
week.
ovations.
So we must be doing something right.
Yes. I understand Jacqueline Stallone is coming in with Frank Stallone this weekend.
Friday, I think.
Friday? That's going to be great.
So the celebs are already coming out. They're hearing
Who's
there's
some
a
of the
buzz.
celebs been coming out? Do you have any, you know?
Not yet, but I think they're the
They'll be
first
coming.
ones. And,
Yeah.
you know, we just opened, so word of mouth is spreading. There's a great buzz, and I think we have a really great show.
It is a good show. Ladies and gentlemen, I really tell you, it's one of my favorite shows in town. So she just asked me, who's your favorite show? Well, Cabaret is my favorite show. So you went to London, you came back, you've been in London for how many years? You stayed there 7 years.
7 years.
What did you do 7 years in London?
First I studied, and then I did shows. I did musicals over there. I did tours over there.
So you prepared yourself to come back to America
Yes.
as an actor.
Yes.
So when you come back, now you are prepared.
Yes.
Because you studied musical comedy.
Yes.
You studied acting.
Yes.
Fencing, all that, any of that?
Singing, I don't consider myself a dancer, but I love to dance.
Yeah, you move.
I love to move.
Yeah, but you play the MC of the show.
Yes, I do.
The Joel Grey part.
Yes,
Everybody
sir.
knows the Joel Grey part.
Yes.
But boy, you got a different version of it to it. I love.
Yeah.
You give that little Latin, I think you put a little Latin into it.
I think I put some sexy into it.
Yeah, that's right.
I think so.
It is. It's Latin.
I hope so. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Something.
It's a very Latin.
Yeah.
And tell me, what have you learned about the show as playing Sally Bowles?
I've learned personally, not just to stay as true and as sympathetic to that character as possible, and to just put out what anybody else, you know, has done before, like Liza Minnelli or Natasha Richardson or anybody like that.
I understand you worked with Bernadette Peters,
I
one of my
did.
favorites. She's adorable.
She's She
very
is
talented.
adorable.
And what show?
I did a Broadway tribute. It was called New York City Rhythm at the Orange County Arts Center,
Right.
also known as Segerstrom Hall, with Men Alive, which is an Orange County chorus, and Bernadette Peters sang with us.
Oh, that's great.
And she was
She's
adorable.
dynamite. She's
Yeah,
a dynamite
yeah, and
performer.
God, just wonderful to watch. I mean, just magical. She was really, really
I've
neat.
seen everything she has done in theater.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. I saw her at the Palace. She did a play or a musical, Yankee Doodle Dandy. Was something about Broadway. Give my regards to Broadway, was it?
Probably.
She
That's
has her
it,
own
that's
show,
it,
too,
yeah.
I think, yeah.
She's wonderful. She's
Yeah.
so talented.
Yeah.
Sings, dances, commits. She does it all. How
Does
about,
all.
you know, you do it all too. You're a little comedian-ish type, you know.
We try. we have to branch out.
Did you ever do stand-up comedy?
No, but it's one of those things that I
Yeah.
think, you know, if I put my mind to it, I
You
think I
could
could do it.
That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
I think the MC is my first kind of like stand-up gig because he's the master of ceremonies.
You worked a wonderful theater here. I love. It's on Fairfax.
Yes.
And it's called the
The Greenway Court.
Tell me about that. What did you do there?
I did my first musical in LA here, or it was a magical play with music, because they didn't want to categorize it as just a musical.
Right.
Written by the late James Eric, who's just a brilliant talent, called Hercules on Normandy.
Right.
And Mark Kemble, another brilliant talent
What was
here.
it about, that show?
It was about many things, a lot of issues, but mostly my character he was an Iraq war veteran coming back injured and finding that the country wasn't receptive to him coming back.
Okay.
So it was a real power struggle, and then it dealt with social class. They do a lot of social awareness shows there. And then I did a kids musical or a family musical called Schoolhouse Rock.
I remember that, yes.
So, and they're doing the second version right now with Rick Sparks is directing.
Great guy.
Great guy. So I've done 2 shows there, and they're like a family to me. A lot of the people that are working in our show, like John Wright, who did our set design, I know him from there. Victoria Belloc, who did our scenic artistry, I took her from there. So it's a family, so they're great people.
You seem anxious about the theater. You seem good feeling about, he has that love, passion
It's a lot
of
yeah.
the theater. What makes it for you? Tell me.
I'll tell you what happened. I moved to LA thinking I'm not going to do theater anymore. I've just been to London. I've played the best houses in the world.
You did.
I'm going to focus on my film and TV career. I got here and I got bored because I wasn't doing theater.
Film.
Exactly. I
It's
just
a
got
film.
bored. It's not, I mean,
You're
it's not
waiting.
that I don't love it. I'm passionate about being on stage. I'm passionate about rehearsals. I'm passionate about putting things together and working with great, talented people. And there's a great resurgence of theater here.
Right.
It's not just the big touring companies that should get credit. There's a lot of local theater and local talent that do amazing work, and that's what we're trying to tap into. It's not these big productions. It's these smaller productions. There's nothing like going to an intimate theater. It's the best kind of acting if you get the right actors. You beat live theater in a
Right.
small space
Absolutely.
with true performers.
Wonderful little theater called, I think it's called the Hudson Theater?
The Hudson is where
Tell me about that's where you did that wonderful musical, Ragtime.
Ragtime.
Yeah, tell me about
MTLA was the resident last year, and they did Chicago last 5 years,
Right, right.
Ragtime, West Side Story, and they're doing these huge musicals in small, intimate spaces. But what comes across is the story. Forget about flying cars and helicopters and
right.
pyrotechnics. You get great talent, you're going to get a story,
Right,
and it's
right.
been very successful.
West Side Story. Bonnie, tell me, you're sitting there. I just want you to know. Tell me, Bonnie, the West Side Story, you were involved with that at the Hudson Theater.
I was. I produced it as well.
You did?
Yeah.
And you're actually a good producer. You produced a lot of great theater around. Tell me about that wonderful musical West Side Story. It was there for a long time.
Yeah, it's just one of my favorites. It's a classic. Again, adapting these amazing musicals to the small space, and the audience responded. And you strip it down, and you take out the big sets and the big budget, and you're left with a beautiful story. And we had an amazing cast.
Maria did very well.
She
That
did.
Maria,
Yes,
she's
a talent. So
very.
really proud.
And Tony, who was Tony? He was kind of interesting.
Yeah, we did an extension. We had 2 Tonys. and
Yeah.
He was great. Yeah.
Yeah, they were good. Yes, I love that theater.
Hudson is a
you do a lot of thing there.
Yes.
But the Met is a gem, ladies and gentlemen. I found a gem of a theater. I love this theater.
Perfect for the
You'll
show.
see when you go to the Met Theater, you're going to see you've discovered a perfect little theater to go see a show. I felt comfortable there.
Yeah.
It's like a circle, isn't it? Like, what do you call it? Is it a circle?
Well, it would be in the round, but
In
it's
the
the way
round.
we have our tables set up.
Yeah,
It's,
I really love it there, and you, so good. Most of the guys who play that role are gay, and you're straight. We know you're straight. I mean, straight, you know, Enrico.
Eduardo.
But, you know.
It's okay, you can call me Raul.
Matter of fact, you're doing, Raul, something you did it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did Eating Raul in London.
Eating Raul?
Yeah, that was my first professional job. I
a
premiered
great-
Eating Raul in London.
Must have been great.
I had just graduated from the Royal Academy of Music.
And that was your first?
my first role.
And that was a big role.
A huge role. It set my career. It set my career. And the funny thing is, I didn't get cast at first.
Okay.
I was the second choice.
Really?
And the guy that took the role he got offered a role in Napoleon, the musical, a bigger production. So then I got called in, and it just skyrocketed my career over there. So things are meant to happen.
Tell me the audiences in London are. I love that. I've been there. But
Yes.
I never entertained in the theater like you. Tell me the audiences, comparing them here to there. LA's, you know, they don't dress to go to the theater. London, they dress. New York, they dress a little.
Yeah.
You know, but go ahead.
You know, I think theater in the UK or in London specifically, it's like soccer, football,
That's right.
or golf. It's a creation, it's theirs. It comes from, it's Shakespeare is theirs,
Yes, yes. And
It's a
you've done
part of their
Shakespeare,
culture.
too.
Yeah, it's part of their culture.
Wow.
So people thrive. It's like they're a national treasure, so they cherish it, But again, there's a lot of musicals, there's a lot of American actors that try theater over there so they won't get killed by critics on Broadway. They go to the West End for the summer. But the audiences over there, they're very receptive. They're very knowledgeable as well. It's just different cultures. That's all I can say.
How are
It's
the
just
audiences here in LA with this particular show? But how do you find it?
theater audiences in LA? The people that go to the theater are very knowledgeable here, especially the ones that go to
They're
smaller
getting to be
theater.
now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the Pantages and the Amisons, when they have the big shows, it's everybody and their daughter goes.
Yeah.
The ones that go and venture out to 99-seat theaters are people that look for great entertainment
that's
or have
right. I
heard
agree
something
with you.
great.
I agree with
So
you.
they're knowledgeable,
Yeah.
and they have strong opinions.
Yeah.
In a show like Cabaret, people come in with strong opinions. And I think we've done a terrific job to make this our own production and not imitate anything else, but just make it our own and tell our story.
This is a cabaret that people haven't seen before.
This is a total different cabaret.
Exactly.
Yes,
Totally.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
The
That's
kids.
what makes it so special.
How many in the cast?
Oh, boy.
19.
19,
20.
Yeah, something like that. It's
We have a
big
six-piece band,
cast.
so yeah.
A six-piece band, ladies and gentlemen, a little theater. This is like a 90 set. No, it's more than 90, isn't it? It seats more than 90, Bonnie.
It's 98, we have like
98?
112.
100, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a good seating.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's comfortable.
Everybody's comfortable.
Everybody could see the show.
Everybody can see the
right
show.
there, and you feel you're in it.
And you're in
You're
it.
in it.
You're a part of our
And
cabaret.
you make it happen. When I see you work on that stage as the MC and handling it, you guys are so good.
Thank you. The show is set because when you walk in, you're walking into the cabaret. You're walking into a club. You're being served drinks by the Kit Kat boys and girls. So
Right.
they start the show off when you walk in. So it doesn't start off in Welcome. It starts even before that. So they set the tone. I just come out and start introducing the show. That's all.
I like your welcome. I like the way you add little things in there of your own.
Thank you.
You did, right?
Of course I did.
See, everybody does it, a little thing they have there. But for me, you did the Latin charm. Is that you, right?
I guess so. You have to use what you got. I can't pretend to be something I'm not.
You
either.
studied dancing, did you?
Well, yeah, in musical theater, you
have to,
You have
you know.
movement.
It's
So,
movement.
It's
not
called
dance.
movement
Yeah,
because I wouldn't consider I would never get cast as a dancer.
Yeah.
I could play a dancer, I can act like a dancer, but I would never be cast as a dancer.
I see.
Two different things.
Very interesting.
I think so. But I love to dance, Skip.
Who do you look up as a young actor yourself? Because you're a young guy. Is Johnny Depp one of your favorites?
Yeah,
people?
Johnny Depp,
Huh?
Sean Penn, John Cusack.
My people,
these-
Sean Penn.
People that love the theater and come from theater as well.
Right. How about you?
Recently, I've come to really appreciate, I love Kate Blanchett and Kate Winslet because
Well,
they're
you guys-
always trying to do the different independent films and then the bigger films, and they delve a little bit into theater here and there as well. I love Natasha Richardson, rest in peace. I adored her. They all tried to take on different characters and put a new spin on them or just be as real and sympathetic as they could.
How about New York, guys? Come on. I mean, when are you going to go to New York?
We're going to take this show to New York.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I hope so.
Here's the
I hope
thing.
you could, but why?
It was, it lasted 6 years in Studio 54, so they might be bored of cabaret there. But who says it can't have a life here? Who says we can't
Not
create a
here in
space
L.A., yes.
for the LA audiences? If
Yeah.
Wicked had a 3-year run here, who says cabaret can't have a couple of years here? I think it's an interesting and fascinating. It's not only a show, it's a night out. We're giving you an event.
I know.
You know,
It's
we're
a
giving you an
fun,
experience.
Yeah, it's a
You know?
fun night. It's a real fun night up there. How about your movies? Tell me about your film work.
Film work, I've done independent movies.
Yeah,
You know, and I've
like-
just, like Jornada al Norte, more Latin movies about Latinos crossing the border. Why do I get cast in that?
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
You've done a lot of TV work, huh?
No, not too much. Not too
But you're
much.
perfect for it. You're ideal for it.
Thank you.
I'm sitting here looking at you. You're ideal as, you know, SI, you know, all those shows.
Yeah.
I mean, who's your agent? That's it. You gotta go.
Well, here's the thing. I work without an agent right now.
Uh-huh.
Because when you start producing your own things, people are going to try to get you away from your loves and your passions. So I've had agents going, don't do theater because we have to get you in TV and film. But when your heart's telling you, I have to do theater, I have to
Eduardo.
perform, I have to do this, I have to create, I have to stay away from people telling me what not to do. And they're telling me to do things, they're telling me to go against my heart.
You don't listen to anybody but your heart.
I do, and it gets me in trouble sometimes, and we lose money sometimes, but I'm happy,
I like that.
you know?
I like that. How about you?
It's hard to stay happy here, huh? I'm kind of trying to figure out where my venture's going to be. This is my first
You're
adventure.
young. You're both, yeah, very young.
I'm very young,
Yes,
yeah.
and you-
Hopefully
but-
stay that
yeah.
way. But no, this is my
No,
first
why do you
venture.
have to stay that way? You don't have to stay young forever. You just
No, I
experience.
think
you know.
young at heart is a good
Okay,
place to
good,
be.
okay.
But no, this is my first venture out of Orange County. Orange County theater scene is thriving, don't get me wrong, but it's not the greatest place to make a career out of it. So
Uh-huh.
I know I want to perform, that's just all I want to do. And I'm trying to find out what the best course of action, what the best
New York,
course
honey,
of
New York. I always advise young actors and people go to New York.
But
They're afraid. They're afraid to take that chance. Manhattan is the place, and especially for you both, really.
if we were in Manhattan, you wouldn't have cabaret here now, would you?
Yeah, I know that. There are other cabarets there. There
Sure.
are other shows.
Of course.
But you're going to be doing others.
Yes.
At the moment right now, you are in a great show.
Of course I am.
At this wonderful theater called the Met Theater.
The Met Theater.
You know, I don't want to keep pushing it, but the show is great.
We don't want to
But-
keep pushing it either, but the show is great. It's
Your
brilliant.
earrings are great.
Yeah.
Okay? But it is a good show.
Yeah, and there's always new opportunities, you know.
There is great opportunities in Manhattan for you both, really.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, after this show, you know,
Where would you like to see yourself?
well, I'm going to be workshopping. Have you heard of Desmond Child, the songwriter? He wrote everything for Bon Jovi to Meatloaf
Okay, go ahead.
to.
No, I'm not.
He's written a new musical called Cuba Libre about Cuba and Fidel Castro and his rise to power and about two sisters that get involved. So I'm going to be workshopping that in Miami after Cabaret, and I'm playing a young Fidel Castro.
I think you'd be
Nice.
a young one, huh?
A young one in his
okay.
early 30s before his
Okay.
rise to
Melanie, what's her name? She's married to Bambino. I love him. I think he's great.
Melanie Griffith, or
Yeah.
Antonio Banderas.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Sings.
Sings.
acts. You're a young one too.
thank you. I
You're-
saw him do 9, and I
Isn't he
thought
brilliant?
he's brilliant. He's absolute.
That's you. He's incredible. People didn't think. And how about that Australian Oz guy?
Yeah.
Who I'm thinking of?
Hugh Jackman, the musical's back.
What a great. He's absolutely
The
incredible.
boy from Oz.
He was great.
He was brilliant.
Yeah.
He's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I love him.
Wolverine singing and dancing.
Boy, does he kick his legs high.
Oh yeah, he does.
And he's straight,
The higher
guys.
the
He's
better.
straight. We're in West Hollywood. He's a straight guy, just like you.
Exactly.
So you don't have to be gay to kick your legs high on the air, you know?
No,
It's really, Hugh
you don't have to be
Jackson is
gay to
great.
kiss a boy either.
No, that's true. I'm sure you've kissed many boys.
In Cabaret, I
In
did.
Cabaret, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. The music, how many songs do you do? How many songs are there? There's a lot of songs.
There's like 19
Yeah, about
songs.
18, 19. And there's a lot that have gone back and forth from the movie to the revival.
Right.
There's some that have been taken out and added back in, too.
Uh-huh.
So in all, about 19, I'd say.
How many songs do you do in it?
I sing 5.
5.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? You have a favorite?
I do. The one I can relate to Well, the one I've been able to relate to the most is Maybe This Time.
Maybe this time.
Yeah, anything that I can personally apply
You
something
do it
to.
very soft.
It-
That is interesting. Bonnie,
Yeah.
was that the director's idea? Her to do it so soft and build, and that's the way to, you know?
Again, I believe it's a collaboration.
It's a cabaret, okay.
I think so.
That's it.
That was the song I sang for auditions, and I
That's
think I
it,
was the
and
only
you,
one
that's
to do
it,
that
got
way.
it, yeah,
That's
because
the strong
otherwise they'd belt it out.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
to me, that's not a new choice. That's just my opinion now. Some
Yeah.
people may differ on that, but
You did it, your choice was right.
thank you. Thank you
So-
very much.
Did you have to audition for it?
No, I'm producing it, so I cast
So
myself.
you didn't have to audition for the
I
MC.
planned it.
Here's the thing.
Oh, okay, Bonnie.
I'll take credit for it.
Okay, darling.
Well, you know what? We did audition MCs
Uh-huh.
because if there's someone that would have done a better job, I was a producer first in this show.
Yeah.
But then Bonnie said, "I'm not going to do this if you're not playing the MC."
Uh-huh.
So she kind of went. So I was backed into a corner. But yeah, so not really.
I love your Footlights program. The program is so New York. Really is. It's great. Ladies and gentlemen, before we sign off, I want to say Cabaret is at the Met Theater, and it's so good. You have to... here he goes.
Brilliant.
It is. It's at the Met Theater, and it's actually one block
East of Western.
east of Western,
Off
on
Santa
the
Monica.
right side,
Mhm.
and there's valet parking, and it's the real reasonable and great. You call 411 tickets for
Place
tickets.
411, yeah.
Place 411.
Plays 411, and that's a good PR.
Yes, they've been
Plays
fantastic.
411. It's always been. Sandra's always been,
Sandra's amazing.
isn't she?
Yeah,
Yep.
LA. I adore her. I think
Yeah.
she's.
you do too.
And she knows how to get people to come and
Yeah.
all this. So anyway, this weekend you're going to have a lot of celebrities coming to see you, my boy.
Yeah.
And so wish you luck with the show.
Thank you.
so
You
much.
guys are so good.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
So where would you like to see yourself 5 years from now?
Well,
I'm going to give you 5 years, okay?
give me 5 years, still producing, being able to produce and perform at the same time, whether it's LA, the West End, Broadway,
Mhm.
or doing films, but just, I want to be happy and work on things that I'm passionate about with great people.
Okay.
So
Okay.
wherever that is, whatever that is.
Well, I'm very happy to talk to you both today. And it's June the 19th to August the 9th at the Met Theater, ladies and gentlemen. And the lady I've been speaking to on the side out here is one of the producers. Her name is Bonnie
McMahon.
McMahon. Where are you from, Bonnie, originally?
San Diego originally.
Are you really? Because I interviewed you last time when you were in